All right, welcome to the dark side. We're going to talk about why your witchy business has not taken off yet. Bro marketing does not work. That's why. You have been taught to worry about dumb shit like the colors for your website, how many people you reach out to in a day, math, how confident you look, and shit like that. That doesn't make any sense. That if that's how they want to do it, fine. But I'm telling you right now, in feminine energetics, when it comes to money and business and things like that, that are quote unquote masculine, we make it to where that shit comes to you. And that shit will come to you if your priorities are right. I cannot tell you how many hours I spent in the beginning on Canva trying to figure out what colors would look good on my website, what font I needed to use, what I needed to do. It's all this shit that they teach you to present and maintain a certain image, and it's all about the wrong things. They're telling you how to worry about how things look instead of what to fucking say. And bro marketing is going to be about how to like I said, make sure colors are right, make sure the font is right, make sure you when I was in coaching school, they told us how to just ask why every time somebody says something, and that doesn't get to a solution. So that was my foundation, and everything else I've had to learn just about on my own. Not all of it, but a lot of it. But the shit I teach is shit that I haven't heard anyone else say. That's why I have to teach it. It's because I'm not finding it anywhere else. When I was mentoring for dark feminine mentality and spirituality, I would get on YouTube and look for videos of other women talking about that stuff. And I couldn't believe the plethora of videos that I found of college-age girls getting on there and saying, if you'll be dark feminine, you have to be manipulative, and you have to make sure you always have black winged eyeliner, and that's going to be how you do it. This is why I don't like to get out of bed. This is why. I'm not lazy. I'm fed up. Just, no one knows what they're talking about. No one knows what the fuck they're talking about anymore. And I go out there and I see this kind of shit, and I say, you know what? This is why people can't make it, is because they're listening to shit like this. Because that's what's being presented as shit like that. That means absolutely fucking nothing. It's once in a blue moon, you'll run across somebody that knows what they're saying and knows what they're talking about and knows how to present ideas to you and knows how to get you to think about things. But for the most part, it's going to be stupid stuff like that. And that's why so much shit is upside down. So when I get on here and teach, I make good and damn sure that I'm saying shit that I know I haven't found anywhere else. Like, I speak directly from the heart and from nowhere else. There's no book, even though I've got a shit ton of books behind me, there's no book that covers the shit I'm talking about. I don't have it. I haven't found it. This is just natural. It's just natural. So the bro marketing stuff is going to be all about how to reach out to people. That they call it cold DMs. I don't know if that's what they still call it, but they did. And how to track people down. Someone who is shopping online or elsewhere for something they want does not need you to chase them down and say, hey, do you want to get such and such? Not fucking really. And the way that you'll know that is when you are online looking at stuff and you're trying to read an article or you're trying to do something, and ads are just popping up like this in your face, like you're some kind of a fucking idiot that doesn't know how to make decisions. And the internet's going to help you do it. Oh, here, did you ever think about buying this? Boom. And it's thrown in your face like you're stupid. It's insulting. That's bro marketing. Ta-da. Imagine that. Here you go. That's what that is. Feminine marketing, if you can call it that, feminine energetics and feminine business, it has nothing to fucking do with throwing something in your face and saying, "Oh, by the way, did you ever think about buying this?" No one needs that. No one who can, excuse me, I should rephrase, excuse me. No one who can think for themselves needs that. If you're not a dumbass robot that needs to be programmed for things, and you have your own brain that works, you don't need ads thrown at you every time you're trying to read an article or watch a fucking movie online. You don't need the ads. If you want something, you'll go out and get it and you'll figure it out on your own how to get it. You'll know when you're ready to go get that thing that you want or need. You don't need the ad to pop up in your face and remind you. So why the hell would you need a coach of any kind to jump into your messages and say, "Oh, by the way, did you ever think about paying me for my services?" No, not really. Get out of my face. This isn't why I'm online, for you to hound me. Fuck off. And people are taught that kind of stuff, and that's not it. So they have people who are trying to run their own businesses, trying to learn how to do it, focusing on all the dumb shit that doesn't matter. I'll never forget the time I had a business coach that was talking to me, and she and I'm glad that she did this because it made me think. Because of my maturity, it made me think instead of making me feel offended. But she said, "Miranda, let me tell you something. The reason you're not making sales right now is because you're too damn worried about getting on Canva and getting your colors right for your website and trying to pick which picture view is in the best pose and bullshit like that, and trying to get your lighting right and whatever, things like that. That's why you're not making sales, because you're worried about that instead of how you communicate and how you be yourself." And I was like, "What?" And she had no idea. I had never showed her anything I did on Canva. I had never mentioned that word to her, but she sure enough knew. And she called me out. But at the time, by then, I was mature enough to stop and say, "You know what? Yeah, yeah." I was able to accept it because I knew that was deep down. I knew that wasn't helping me. And I was like, "Well, yep." So you have to. So when someone says something and you say, "Wow, shit, yeah, that is what I do," not to let it bother you and to instead just pay attention to what has been brought to light, and to realign and pivot your attention to what needs to be done. And it needs to be the things that you say, and how you are authentic in your messaging and in your content, and everything you do, to be authentic and to let the real you shine through, and to speak plainly and not try to be something you're not, because the bro marketing stuff is about maintaining a certain image that they think people want to see, to try to be with the times or do the fads or whatever, to get people's attention. And that's not what they really are. That's not who they really are. And you don't need that. Your business does not need to be built on being a fake. You need but I have seen some businesses that really could have gone somewhere but didn't, because the business owner was confused about how to present themselves, and they were switching identities so much and saying what they thought they wanted people to hear, and they couldn't go within deep enough to pull out the right words and the right evocative, I guess that's the word, but the right things to really put out there and draw in the ideal client who is looking for realness and honesty. There's no use in being online trying to spend 30 minutes writing a description or some shit like that, trying with the intent in mind to come off as relatable or to come off as a professional when you don't even know who you're talking to. So it's just something to think about. But the bro marketing shit is what's not helping. Men might benefit from it, probably from each other. They benefit more from what they do to each other than anything else. But they're not. It's not like they're going to get women clients, because women are looking for something very, very different. They're looking for something that it registers on a much deeper level, not just making money or whatever. That, I mean, yeah, that's good. Obviously, we all want to have some, but for women, what you put into your business, if you run your own business, what you put into your business, and the parts of you that come through with your business and come through with your services and stuff like that, that's a reflection of you. Women are aware of this. That's why when we teach each other how to do business shit, it's a lot different working with us, because we're doing things that are coming from much deeper levels from the inside. And the shit that we're doing every day just with business is not just business stuff. It teaches you how to, if you, when you do your business the right way and you plug yourself in and you're authentic with what you do and you're real with what you do, it makes you grow. It forces you to mature. It forces you to make better decisions and to be higher minded and to be more in touch with your higher self and all that kind of shit. You're plugged into all of those things. And when you do that with your business, you'll do it with everything else too. And it forces you to pretty much become a better person, pretty much become more mature, more savvy, more thoughtful, more present, have more presence of mind, all of those things. When you're in charge like that, and you really and truly put your heart and soul into something, it trains you to be better and to meet your higher self and to meet yourself on a higher level and reach that higher potential in so many different ways. And it molds your character and how you think and stuff like that. Because let me tell you, the ones who do the bro marketing, men or women, you'll see how they do with their business, and you'll think, well, that's really good. And then you'll see them outside of that, like when they're just being themselves, when they're just like doing other stuff or whatever, or not business stuff, but just like regular life stuff. And they'll just be totally different. And you just be like, damn, how do you even operate? How do you function at all? Because you're so different, and that they're not being authentic. Now that's fine if their business is still doing well, like, great, but I don't trust people that don't grow when they're in charge. Does that make sense? So it helps to have someone who is used to being in charge, who grows internally from being in charge, from being the boss. It helps them grow. So like, for example, when you're running your own business, you will see what the priorities need to be. And it's like I say, calling myself out here, not worrying about the colors on your website, but instead worrying about what kind of schedule you need to have during the day so that everything that demands your attention can be taken care of. You get up in the morning, you get up early, take care of whatever your morning routine is, do a little something healthy, do some stretches, eat something good, whatever, take your vitamins, go for walks, something. Do something for your mind and for your nervous system, get your work started, make plans later in the day to end the work stuff and start doing the family stuff or fun stuff, whatever it is. And then in the evening, eat something healthy or whatever your food routine is, do something good for yourself and go to bed at a decent time and get some rest so that you can perform well the next day and be present the next day. And that's what I mean about having your own business and the way it makes you to do better in other parts of your life. And it also keeps you from being hypocritical, because if you're making the right choices when you're working with other people and serving other people, if you have any sense about you, which I know you do, it's going to make you stop and think when you're not doing business stuff, when you're doing other shit, it's going to make you stop and think and say, you know what? I helped so-and-so with blah, blah, blah earlier. I need to make sure I'm doing that for myself as well. And things like that. When you let the business be a real and true, authentic extension of yourself, it makes you stop and think so that you can extend that highest version of you into everything you're doing, not just trying to make money, because you're not doing that. You're not just doing it for that anyway. Witches are here to help people heal. So it's not about making money. It's about healing. And we know that, but you know that, but the money is just a bonus, a helpful bonus. It is, and there's no use in being ashamed of that. You should get some compensation. Why wouldn't you? So things like that to keep in mind. And that's why the bro marketing doesn't work, is because you just have to have higher priorities. You've got to, and you'll see that your business is an extension of yourself. And when you allow for that to be the reality, because it's going to be anyway, the business and the way that you run it and the way that you present it and the way that you put it out there is going to show what you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, what you think your potential is, and things like that. And your clients, or the people who are out there who are watching you, your audience, are going to see how you present your business and how you run it. They see more than what you think they see, but they're watching you, and they see how you talk about yourself, how you talk about your business, how you talk about money. They see how you talk about your clients and other people, and your responsibilities and things you have to do every day. They pay attention to all that shit that you mention and the shit you don't mention, because they can smell it. They can feel it a mile away. And especially if you have spiritualist clients, which you will. So don't underestimate them for a second. You think because they need a cord cutting that they can't figure out other stuff, or that they're separated from their psychic powers. They're not. They just need a cord cutting. Like they can still do all the other shit. So that's why I say, a lot of business coaches specialize in messaging and how to speak to the ideal client, and that's good. Yes, I'm of that ilk, sort of, but my focus is more about how to be authentic in presenting yourself, and messaging is just part of that. But what I want you to think about is, who are you showing them? And bro marketing doesn't allow for all that, because bro marketing just says, you need to make sure you look, you need to just at least act like you have the biggest dick, and get that dough, and then move on to the next one. And feminine energetics doesn't work that way. It's not going to work. If you want to be truly remembered and truly felt by your audience, you have to just be real with them. Just be real. This world is big. There's room for everybody. There's no reason for you to not be allowed to communicate the way you really want to communicate, say what you want. I saw I can't remember what her name is, sadly, but years ago, I found a business coach on Instagram, and I forgot what her name was, but her theme, and she had like 20,000 followers. So I know she was doing well, but her theme for her business, and she was a business coach, so she helped other people do their stuff. But her theme on her business was to be a unicorn, and everything on her page was unicorns and rainbows. And I can see her face in my mind, and it aggravates me that I can't remember her name, because she's really cool. Her reels and her content were just her, like, she got her message across, and her messaging was good. Like, she was good at what she did. But I'm going to tell you right now, she didn't bother with makeup. She didn't bother with the setting, behind her. She wasn't worried about anything. She got on there, and she looked like she was fucking around, but that if you listen to what she says, she came through loud and clear, and her messaging was good. And the way she spoke to her audience and the way she spoke to her favorite client was fucking crystal clear. And her content for that reason was absolutely amazing, because she wasn't worried about all the stupid shit, like fine details, like what she was wearing or whatever. It was, she said what needed to be said and put it out there, and damn it, that was it. Signed, sealed, delivered. Take it or leave it. And she had 20,000 fucking followers. So people liked it because she was being real. I'm telling you, it works. Your business is going to be an extension of yourself. And that's why the bro marketing shit is not going to help you, because it's not real. They're going to tell you to send messages to strangers online and say, hey, have you ever thought about, those people don't give a shit. And if you want to use hashtags or something to like bring people in, fine. If you want to go live a lot and get followers or something, fine, do that. But at least, speak from your heart. because your business is a reflection of how you think of yourself and how you think of your clients and your audience, your clientele. That they will see what you think of them and what you think of yourself and everything you do, and there's no use in trying to cover that up or be somebody you're not, or dance around it. So when it comes to putting yourself out there, it's good to just let the business be an extension of what you really are, and start from there, and give it a lot of thought, and to not be afraid to just be yourself. Not be afraid of that. Put it out there. There will be someone somewhere who vibes with you and follows you and loves your content and loves what you have to offer and gets on your website and says, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. Like I do on Etsy. They're going to treat you the way I treat Etsy, and you're going to be all right. You're going to be quite all right. You're going to be doing great. Fantastic, fabulous, phenomenal. So get out there and be the realest motherfucker ever. And I'll see you on the other side. Thanks. Bye-bye.